I think a lot of the time it's really difficult for us to really truly wrap our minds around everything that Jesus truly suffered in order to be able to give us the forgiveness of our sins, to give us everlasting life. I know that most of us have seen the movie The Passion, and we can kind of get an understanding by watching that of the physical pain and the physical things that Jesus suffered on the cross. And that in and of itself is amazing, that Jesus would go through all of that just so that we could be forgiven for our sins. But the things that he suffered go way, way beyond just the physical things that we see happen to him in that movie, in that depiction of the Passion. Because I think the things that Jesus truly suffered were internal things, like spiritual and emotional and mental things that he suffered. For example, like our consciences are so seared, like half the time we don't even feel guilty whenever we like tell a little white lie or something like that anymore, because we're so used to sinning so much all the time. Like we might feel guilty when we commit big sins, but we are so used to committing so many little sins in our life all the time. Gossiping and pride and telling little white lies here and there, or exaggerating the truth, things like that we don't even feel guilty about it anymore. But imagine Jesus Christ, a man that was perfect in every way. He never even understood what it meant, what it felt like to have a guilty conscience for anything, because he had never sinned, never told a white lie, never exaggerated the truth, never anything. He was perfect 100% his entire life. And then in the garden, as he's praying, as he is about to be arrested, all of a sudden the sin of the world was dumped on him all at once. So you have the worst sins of all time, like murder and child molestation and all these horrible things, like the worst things you can possibly think of, are all dumped on him. This perfect man that's never felt a guilty conscience for anything his entire life now has the weight of the sin of the world all resting on his shoulders, all in that one moment. And it says it stressed him out so deeply that he began to sweat drops of blood. Like blood was literally coming out of his pores because he was so stressed out. Just imagine that. And in that moment, he gets arrested, and all the people in his life, all of his closest disciples and apostles, all deserted him. The Father turned his back on him because he can't look upon sin. And so right there in that moment, Jesus is 100% completely alone. He's never felt what it felt like to be alone, and he's never felt a guilty conscience for anything. And now he has the weight of the sin of the world dumped on him all at once, and he has to do it all alone. That's what Jesus suffered for us.